And we have on the line Mr. Dwight Moore, businessman. Good morning, my brother.
My brother, blessings. Welcome. I'm glad to have the opportunity to ride the rhythm.
Because I wonder about you. Why is the first time you're coming on the show? Man, you have a block against the show, on the station.
I'm just media shy.
Mister, it is so great to have you. But let us spend a few little minutes. Time is really slipping by. But a few little minutes learning about you. I know you're a businessman, but just tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, there's not much to know about me. Today is my birthday.
Yes, and that is special.
And I'm a businessman of about 50 years working experience in the customer care, sales, and service industry, spanning automobiles, electronics, involved in the security business as well. That's pretty much my portfolio. A few people know me because I've been around the block for a while. And as I say, I have about 50 years of business experience in Jamaica and other countries in the world.
One would believe that you're about 90, because when I look at you, at 50 years, you look like you just past 40 and 50. Anyhow, my friend, as a business person, and especially at this time, I want you to speak to the issue in terms of doing business in Jamaica. More persons will have to go into business because the job market is kind of rough these days, and more persons are trying to do their own business. I want you to give us some pointers in terms of, we have another 5 minutes before we go for the break. What are some of the things we can do, and what are some of the challenges that persons who are going into business can face at this time?
Okay. Only yesterday I heard a survey that says 60% of Jamaicans are unskilled and untrained.
Whoa.
So they lack certification. So persons who are lacking certification have no business in business. Business is about expertise.
Yes.
And resource knowledge. If you're going into a business, you need to know more than the people who you're coming to compete with.
Oh.
Now, if you're an innovator and you're a first mover, meaning you've just found a niche and you're the first person to do this particular service or product or technical skill.
Right.
Like most technicians are not business people. They're trained to deliver service. They're not trained to deliver customer care. They're not trained to manage their accounts. And so they make very terrible business people.
Same thing with creative persons and persons in the athletic field. Oh, yes.
Exactly. So more people going into business is not what I recommend. What I recommend is more people providing a service that is in collaboration that forms a business.
Right.
So you find somebody, you find partnerships. There are a lot of partnerships that have been forged in Jamaica these days. We have a lot of businesses that we're seeing persons team up and are doing very successful. Black Jamaicans are still doing very successful businesses together, and they forge teamwork, especially in the construction business.
That is not easy, no, sir. Not easy.
That's a developer is not a contractor.
Right, but that team thing, that team business is not easy, no, sir. Many of us don't know how to work as a team, yes.
It's not easy, but that's where the Jamaicans need to go.
Oh.
They need to team up for efficiency, because that's when you're going to be able to get to do business on a scale that makes it worthwhile.
They can compete with others.
So you're on a radio station. You don't need to own the radio station.
Right.
You have the talent that can provide a segment of special knowledge to the public for a period of time, and you team up with your radio station programmer, manager, producer, and you put together a product that people want to hear and want to listen to or want to pay to advertise on.
Right, because what makes good sense in a creative way will not necessarily make good business sense.
Exactly. Every idea, all ideas are great, but what is really of value is when the idea is properly packaged and properly executed. And that's a team sport. So my idea, so you asked me a number of questions and you gave me some timelines. So I'm seeming a little racy when I listen to myself. But
No, I will slow you down. You're doing quite fine.
so the truth about it is that business in Jamaica really only suits big businesses.
Oh,
The business is not for small people in Jamaica. Why? The tax regimen alone puts a small business at a disadvantage because of all the red tape that you have to go through. Years after year, I notice the government has been reducing some of the tax thresholds and some of the criteria. But then you talk about getting banked. It's difficult to be banked.
well, what? But I don't understand you. You should have it right. So then hold on. The whole you're going to get big business. You must start small.
You must start small, but the system is set up for big businesses.
Oh.
Banks are charging fees for services that only a big business can afford. Banks are holding your funds. Banks are quick to give you a car loan instead of a business loan.
No, man. No, miss, you can't be saying that. Are you saying that the banks are stupid? Those who lead the banks are stupid? They prefer to give you a car loan than somebody who's going to set up a factory or something like that, which can provide work for others and increase.
Banks are not stupid. Banks are margin gatherers. Banks are not about taking risk. That's why you have a development bank.
Oh,
So
I
the
see.
difference, the distinction is...
But them take risk with my money, though. Well,
No, they're not taking a risk with your money, no. Them lend your money at a small margin.
no, me attack when me put my money there. My money just evaporate after a while.
Your money is evaporating in fees.
I see.
There's no reward being paid to you to put your money in the bank.
But that don't make
Unless it is
but
an
hold on,
investment
Mr.
bank.
But that don't make sense. First time when I look a picnic, you're encouraged to put your little penny, like a quat in the bank.
Yes, but that is not about getting a return from the bank. That is about learning to save towards your goals.
But if you're not getting a proper
about
return from the
discipline.
bank, why would you want to save?
You save as a place so that when you go to school and come back, or when you go to work and come back, somebody
Yes.
hasn't stolen it from under your pillow.
Oh, but hold on. In that case, then, the one who go on my pillow do it illegally. But when I put $10 in the bank and then tell me say $2 for this and $3 for that, that's done legally, but my money gone same way.
But that is what is happening now. That has happened since FinSac. The banks have gotten a license to do what them feel like doing.
I hear you. And them run things. Let me tell you something. I've suggested something to the banks for over 10 years. I've been making that suggestion. And you tell me, because I'm in a bank, I'm in a big businessman, probably no nonsense. You know that after a while, when the money stay in the banks, it just evaporate. And next thing they say, nobody know who the money belongs to. And I hear persons talking about borrowing it, and next thing you know, banks just fees just eat out the little money. What they call it, dormant accounts. I've made a simple suggestion. I don't care no market, any market research, but I discovered that these funds belong to a number of persons who probably suffering from dementia. They are old and they don't remember that the money is there. Their families don't know. So I suggested to the banks, I'm going to ask for your support because I need your support. I said to the banks, what you should do when you open an account, you are allowed to put, say, 2 contacts on that account. So if you can't find me, you have 2 contacts there. But they're not interested in what the government should make it into a law. What do you think?
Well, just imagine that some persons may not technically even have 2 contacts based on how old they are or who they live with in Jamaica. Because
Yes.
I'm sure many of those dormant accounts are elderly people who more or less don't have a lot of support around them. People have migrated, people have forgotten them, whatever the story may be. It's a good idea to require at least 2 persons possibly, but I don't know that we need a law about that.
Oh,
What we need a law about is to make it easy for people to get bank accounts so that people can become banked. That's
I hear
I
you.
would be interested in.
Well, we don't find a solution. You can make me. Now going to go for the break. Probably need to find a solution for that and let me know. It's very clear based. And you tell me that this is all about big businesses. So how did the big business become big? They start out big. Well, unless you have some magic out there. Boy, this is interesting. Mr. Moore, you need to talk to us up. Oh Lord, I'm going to say Mr. Moore need to talk to us some more. He got me confused a while ago, you know. Quite interesting. We'll go for the break.
Always available to you, my brother.
Yes. So you are willing to share the knowledge on air rather than share it in those places that you normally share it, and the public that is not benefiting from it. All right. Okay. We have a deal. I'm not going to talk your business. All right. Take care, my friend. That's hold on. We're going to come back to you shortly. You see.
Okay, good.
Welcome back. You're listening to Rhythm FM, coming to you live from Kingston, Jamaica. Of course, we have on the line Mr. Dwight Moore, businessman. Mr. Moore, boy, time has really slid by. Therefore, I normally do this. I normally appoint my guests to be Prime Minister for a few minutes. So you have 2 minutes to be the Prime Minister of Jamaica. You speak to the nation about small businesses and what ought to be done.
All right, next time you prepare me. But however, the Prime Minister needs to simply mandate business training and skills training with he already has a program. It needs to be more widespread to give impact to the training and skills development of young business people in Jamaica, and also to make more funding available for the development of these businesses by also prioritizing the businesses that the government would support the success of, whether because the tourism sector needs it, whether because manufacturers need these smaller support businesses, but you would almost be guaranteeing income for a certain skill level in the country that also has opportunity to probably be trained and exported, because we live on remittances. And because we live on remittances,
right,
we are now recognizing that a lot of businesses are able to do online training.
Well, guess what? You did need to prepare for that. I have to cut because time is going. So
that wasn't 2 minutes.
Really? 2 minutes gone. All right, I want you to listen to this for me now. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, my dear friend. Happy birthday to you. How old are you now? Oh, yes. How old are you now?
61.
Happy birthday, my friend Dwight Moore. Happy birthday, my friend. Yeah. Me say, him is a good brother, good friend to me. Good businessman and make little money, but him not give me no more the money that him have. But Mr. Bridget, have a wonderful day, Mr. Dwight Moore. It was great having you today. All the best, and you enjoy the rest of your birthday.
Thank you for your time and your audience, my brother. I shall return.
I hear that.